So a couple of weeks ago, a group of global technology experts, notably functionally none of them, used a currency other than the dollar or the euro, wrote a letter to Congress, sort of in support of what they called responsible crypto policy. And in this letter, they just say a bunch of things that aren't true. The notable kind of claims, however, at least the ones that stood out to me, were sort of the arguments that Bitcoin had no real world utility, that it was a solution in search of problems. And their criticisms were about crypto overall, and so it was weird because in some ways I read that letter and agreed with a lot of it, in reference to like the crypto industry overall, which is certainly like rife with scams and are worth denouncing. But in their letter, they kind of just ignore uh, the sort of lives of like basically half the world who live either under authoritarianism, which is 56% of people on the entire planet live under authoritarianism. A billion people live with like massive inflation and many of them hyperinflation. And it's here, sort of at the edges of the sort of modern, connected, globalized world, where people that are living lives that most of us in the West could never imagine use Bitcoin not to speculate, uh, but as a critical tool. And so uh, when this letter came out, for their claims to be true, these global tech experts, you have to kind of just accept that the stories that for example, Alex Gladstein has worked for several years now to shed light on, just like aren't true, or that those people aren't real. To say that Bitcoin is a solution in search of problems is to tell these people that their problems aren't real, that they're not real. And so I thought it was really important to make that obvious. So I they registered the domain concerned.tech. So I registered the domain financialinclusion.tech, and I encourage anyone who's watching this to go to that website, because when you do, you'll find some samplings of mainstream news articles that have referenced Bitcoin's role for those facing authoritarianism or economic crisis. And then you'll find a letter which was sent to Congress that sort of details the experiences of the authors. So it was signed by 21 human rights activists from 20 different countries, including Gary Kasparov, chess grandmaster, Alex Gladstein of the Human Rights Foundation, uh, Farida Yemeni, like all of these incredible activists from all over the world, wrote this powerful, powerful letter. Um, and so I just sort of played the role in facilitating it. So, made the website and, had our team at BPI make sure that it got into the right hands, um, and sort of coordinated that. But this is really about the authors of the letter. I coordinated it, but it would be far more powerful for someone watching this to just go read the letter instead of hear me talk about it, because the way that they explain how Bitcoin has, it hasn't been a meme, it hasn't been a speculative vehicle. It has worked when like nothing else did. And there's one line that I think is worth highlighting from this letter. I mean, they're all like bangers, and it's an incredible sort of testament to Bitcoin's power and prominence. But they say, to most in the West, the horrors of monetary colonialism, misogynist financial policy, frozen bank accounts, exploitative remittance companies, and an inability to connect to the global economy may be distant ideas. To most of us and our communities, and to the majority of people worldwide, they are daily realities. If there were, quote, far better solutions already in use to overcome these challenges, we would know. And yeah, it's just everyone should read it.